This is the last of the tiles that I have almost finished at the moment in sort of wave 1, and it's definitely the biggest resin pour that I did. It's not actually very deep, but something about the size of it meant that, I guess something about the size of it, literally the size of it, like it's the whole tile has a very thin layer of resin on it that gets deeper towards the center. And the idea being that there's this shrine, and the pipes have all burst, and now there's water everywhere. Yeah, we've got some 3D printed benches. I got a bunch of these little cherry blossom tree type things off of a train. I think it was off of Amazon. Some guy selling stuff to make toy trains. Sells them, and they're real cheap, and they don't have a real scale. Like I've been using with the real stuff. You can just chop them off higher up nearer the top, and each branch becomes a tree. Yeah, got some flags from my Japanese Conflict 47 army that I cannibalized as soon as I had the dawning realization that I was never going to play Conflict 47. Yeah, we got these kind of low down sewery areas as well, just layered granny grating, cork, and then some 3D printed tat to fill it out. I'm going to rotate. So I've done a similar thing all the way around. It'll be very rare that more than one side of each tile will be exposed at a time, only on a corner really. And even then you have to be standing at the corner to see that it's the same all the way around. So I don't really have a problem with them being very similar, because when they're all lined up they should look super varied and interesting. I want to make more like little dioramas down here, because they're never going to be accessed during the game. And I think sort of some hobos around a trash can fire or something down here would be really cool. One of my thoughts as well was to build like a giant, like just fill one with resin and fish and crocodiles, like it's the bottom of a sewer. But that's because I've gone a little resin crazy recently. So yeah, these are if you've ever read the manga Battle Royale, the back page of it is all these wanted posters, and I actually hate the manga Battle Royale, but I ended up owning it and decided to cut it into 1,000 pieces, because I like these little like missing Battle Royale style wanted posters that are like, where have all the school kids gone? These are also super cheap, like pre-potted doll's house plants, no scale to them, use them wherever. Brilliant. I also I've pre-coloured and weathered various bits of debris and like cut up Rizzler. What I like about putting Rizzler into resin is that it goes semi-transparent. It looks like sopping wet pages or something. Yeah, very cool. So this guy I'm a big fan of. Whilst civilians exist in the game, I think the ones that I've glued to the table are not. But yeah, I think he's a coachman from Warlord, but with a few neon colours. I think he's shaped up really well. Yeah, and I like the idea that he's come out here to have a moment of solace around the flooded shrine. He's come into the shrine even though it's flooded, and then you're going to end up with like firefights being had. So what the plan is, like, I think the ratio of like this one's really open and the other ones that I've done are really cluttered. And I think what that should do is, if you imagine this one with all the others around it or as part of it, it gives you a contrast between the close quarters city fighting that the Cyberpunk game is designed to replicate. Oh, just a bit of like resin or something peeling off. Well, watch me record myself fucking that up. Okay, well that needs some fixing. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, nice open space. I don't think that the fact that this is like waist high water would ever kind of impact the game. I think you would just sort of use your imagination. One of the inspirations for it was Ghost in the Shell. Like, it's not exactly like this, but there's that scene where she chases the convict into the wide open space where it's shallow water, Then they fight. It's right at the beginning. The guy, he's not a convict. He's a garbage man. I guess he is a convict after he gets convicted of something to do with hacking. I don't remember that film very clearly. Yeah, this is my last tile. Well, it's not my last tile. I'm a third of the way through making tiles, I think. And yeah, I think it's my favourite. Just because I love how the resin turned out, and also the resin took me months and so many attempts. It kept going wrong. Like the resin wouldn't cure properly, and then I'd fix one bit of it, and it wouldn't be deep enough to kind of like. And there's still bits where it's not flat. But eventually, one day, I got so angry with it because I'd got like bits stuck in it, and it was absolutely wrecked. I was like, right, I'm going to mix up an entire bottle, and I just poured it on, and it's got a bit of a rise to it where it's not flat. But I just basically made sure there was resin over the entire thing, thick enough that it would level. Because if you put it on too thin, it will hold the shape of whatever you brushed it on with. So if you put it on really thick and then kind of swoop it around with a bit of cardboard like a spatula, then you can get it to be much flatter. It's not perfect, but I saved it because this tile came very close to ending up in the bin. Well, that's the project update. Ta-ra!